Dear student, let's discuss the set of slot 2 CAT 2025. So let's read the set. The two most populous cities and non-urban region of each of the three states, Hampshire, Foglia and Humboldt, are assigned pollution measures. So I think all these nine, like there are three states and every state has two cities, which means there are six cities and three non-urban regions. So altogether these nine PMs. So all these nine places were assigned some kind of pollution measure, and these nine PMs are all distinct multiple of 10, ranging from 10 to 90. So I think 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 and 90. These nine values have to assign to six cities and three NUR regions. The six cities in increasing order of their PM are Blusterberg, Noodleton, Splattervilla, Quackford, Mumpapur, and Chingalu. So we'll speak them with a very initial letter, that B, N, S, Q, M, and Z. And this is given in increasing order. And then the pollution index of a state. So for a state, you calculate a pollution index is a weighted average of the PM of its NUR and city. So you calculate a weighted average of its PM of cities as well as for NUR with a weight of 50%. 50% weight is assigned to PM of NUR and 25% weight is assigned to each of the city. Okay, interesting. There's only one pair of an NUR and a city, considering all cities and all NUR. So if you make all the pairing of the six cities and three NUR, there is only one pair where the PM of NUR is greater than that of the city, and that NUR and the city both belong to Humboldt. And the PIs of all the three states are distinct integer, with Humboldt and Foglia having the highest and lowest. So let's structure this question. So there are three states. So first let me write the name of the three states: Hampshire, Foglia and Humboldt. Now every state has two cities, so I will write like C1 and C2. And there is one non-urban region. Here I'll calculate the PI, that is weighted average PI. C1 has been given a weight of 25%, 25%, and NUR has been given a weight of 50%. Now, these are the nine values that we have to figure out, and these nine values are 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and 90. Okay. Now, considering that this point is the most important one, that is, there is only one pair of an NUR and a city. So, there is only one NUR and one city, and that too from Humboldt. And these cities, like NUR value of the Humboldt set has to be more than only one of the city, and for rest of the pair the city value has to be higher. So I can say NUR value of any city cannot be 10, because if I take the PM value of any city to be 10, then all the three values of NUR will be more than this, which is not going to be the case. There has to be only one pair. Similarly, I cannot take 20, because if you take 20, so there will be, let's take, if I take city 1 of Hampshire value to be 20, in that case, I think at least 2 NUR, because you have only one value that is less than 20. So at least there will be one NUR that will be more than this city. So 10 and 20 cannot be taken by the city. They have to be taken by NUR. And this NUR will go to either Hampshire or maybe Foglia. Because in Humboldt set, the NUR of the PM of NUR is greater than one of the city. So now what could be that value? If I take 30, that is not possible, because if you have assigned a value of 10, 20 and 30 to each of the three NUR, then in that case all the city will have more PM than all the NUR. So to make this condition true, I think we should take one NUR to be 40 and one of the cities PM to be 30. In that case, this will be the only pair. So if I take NUR humble set to be 40 and one of the city has this value of 30 in that case, and our rest of the value will be more than 40 because we have already assigned 10, 20, 30 to one of the city and 40 to one of another NUR. In that case, rest of the city will have higher value, that will be like 50, 60, 70, 80 and 90. These value will be taken by the city. So in that case, if I just structure it a little more, so this is the crux of the whole question. So if you take this to be NUR, this to be NUR, and this to be a city, this to be another NUR, and these 5 to the city, then you will see only one pair of NUR and city could be such a way where the NUR PM of that NUR is more than the city. Apart from that, there won't be any other pair. So this is the way we will figure out that this city will have a PM of 30 and NUR of humble set will have a PM of 40. Now we also know that the increasing order of the city, like B is less than N is less than S is less than Q is less than M and is less, all these are 6 cities. So I think this will have a value of 90, this will have a value of 80, 70, 60, 50 and this will have a PM of 30. Now these are the values that can be assigned. Now another thing that you should know is the PIs of all the 3 states are distinct integers. So when you calculate this weighted average, then this has to be distinct integer. It means if you want to calculate a value of 50%, so 50% will be half of any value, but 25% means 1 by 4. So C1 and C2, if you add together, should be divisible by 4. That is what we have to understand. For example, if you have taken the PM of city 1 of humble set to be 30, then what could be this value? If either I can take 50 or I can take 90. 30 plus 50, I'll get 80, that will be divisible by 4 because this weightage is 25%. So maybe you will say 0.25 of city 1 plus 0.25 of city 2 plus 0.5 of NUR. This will become the PI of any particular state. So in this case, C1 plus C2 has to be divisible. Either sum of C1 plus C2 should be divisible by 4 or individually they should be divisible by 4. Now since 30 individually is not divisible by 4, in that case I'm looking for a value which can be added to 30 and this figure has to be divisible by 4. So in that case, this value could be either 50 or this value could be either 90. So maybe I know that this is 50 or 90. Now another thing that is being given is that PI of humble set is the highest. So PI is the highest and for Foglia it has to be lowest. So if I want to make it lowest, so maybe I will better take this to be 20 and I should take this to be 10 so that at least we can have PI of these state Foglia to be the lowest. Now what are the values that are we left with? Now 60 will make combination with, I think 60 and 70 cannot come together. And we know that 60 cannot come with 30 and 50. So 60 has to come with 80. So 60 and 80 will become one combination. And another combination 70 will make a combination either with 50 or 90 depending on if I have taken 50 over here. So let me just analyze both the cases. If I take 50 over here, then I know that 90 and 70 will come together. But if 90 and 70 come together, then the PI of humblest is not going to be the highest one. So that's why we have to take 90 over here. And now you can take 60 and 80's combination and 50 and 70. Now if I want to make sure that the lowest PIs of Foglia, then I have to take 50 and 70 over here. And then I have to take 80 and 60 over here. Now in this case, I should calculate the PI. So 80 plus 60 is 140. 140 divided by 4. That is 25% of 140 will become 35 and 50%. So this value will become 45. Am I right? 140 by 4 is 35 plus 10 is 45. If I calculate this, 50 plus 70, 120, 25% is 30 plus 5, this value will become 35. And what is the PI of humble set? Let's calculate that. 120 is 30 plus 20. This value will become 50. So now we know that PI of Hampshire is going to be 45, PI is 35 and 50. Now you can cross check. Are you violating any of the condition? So you can clearly say there is only one pair of NUR and that pair has to be 50, 40 and 30. If you consider any other city with any other NUR, city's PM is going to be more than. So I think that is the crux of the question. If you can align that. So now we can say 30 is this. So this city is going to be B. This city is going to be Z. Now 50 and 70, it means N and Q will come together. And 80 and 60 means M and S will come together. So now based on this, we can answer our question. Let's proceed to the question and try to figure out what could be the answer of the questions. So I'm erasing this value so that we are left with the key information to solve our questions. Let's look at the first question. What is the PI of Hampshire? So PI of Hampshire is 45. So for question number 1, my answer is 45. Look at next question. Question 11. What is the PI of Foglia? PI of Foglia is 35. Next question. What is the PI of Humblset? Obviously 50. So once you calculate and figure out all the values, then you can solve the set in one go. Which of the cities definitely belong to the same state? B and Z will be from the same state, so this option is gone. M and Z, B and Z have to be from the same state. M and Z are from different states, so this option is also not correct. N and Q can be from the same state, so this definitely is a correct answer. S and Q cannot be from the same state. So option 3rd is correct for this particular question. So I think in question number 13, option 3 is the correct answer. That is Q and N are the states that Q and N are the cities that belong to the same state. Let's go to the next one. For how many of the cities and NUR it is possible to identify the PM and the state they belong to? I think we can do it for all, because we know M and S belong to Hampshire, as well as NUR of Hampshire has a PM of 20. So we know for all the 9 places what exactly is their PM and which city belong to which state. So my answer is going to be 9 for this question. So that's it. Thank you.